Have you ever heard someone say that a picture is worth 1,000 words? That might be true, but words are also important because things like titles, subtitles, labels on your graphs, these help your audience know what kind of picture they're looking at, what the data is trying to tell them. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to add in titles, subtitles, labels, change the X and Y axis on the plots that you create using the R programming language. So in this video, we're going to pick up right where we left off in the previous video. Now, if you remember from the previous video, we created a very basic scatter plot about a penguin's bill length against its bill depth. Now, this should be a review. If you're looking at this and you have no idea what's going on, then feel free to go back and watch the previous video because we break it all down nice and simple. But for the purposes of this video and to save time, I'm going to assume that you already have a very basic plot set up and you just want to add some labels. The way that you add labels in the R programming language, specifically when you're using ggplot, is by using the plus sign and then you're going to type labs. Now, labs is essentially a container. Any kind of label that we want to add in is going to live within this function. And you can see that here in the dialog box. So within the labs command, we can add in a title, a subtitle, a caption, a lot of different things. Now, the most basic that we're going to want to add in is a title. So title, and let's suppose we just want to call it title, right? Something very basic. So this is our title. Now, the cool thing about ggplot is we can stack these things simply by adding in a comma and then telling it the next thing that we want, right? So we don't have to create a new labs command. We can add in as many as we want. So let's go a subtitle and let's say subtitle. Okay, there's our subtitle, right? And again, I'm not going to type everyone out. If you want to know all of the different things that you can add in using this labs function, just go to your help tab, type in labs, and it will give you a list of all of the different things you can add in. But just as a demonstration, just to kind of show the power of this, I have created a pretty detailed plot here. So let's go ahead and run through and we'll look at what each of these is doing. So what we have here, this is our basic plot, right? Basic plot from the previous video. We're using the labs command. Now, obviously the title is going to be on the top. Subtitle is below it. Here is the X axis. Here is the Y axis. And what you'll notice is that if we wouldn't have changed these, if we wouldn't have specified the X and Y axis, it would default to whatever the column names were. So if you come up with amazing column names, you might not have to change your X and Y axis, right? But if you need to, here's how you do it. Now, we also have the caption, right? Maybe we want to add additional information. Maybe we want to add created by, or maybe we want to add in some kind of an APA citation, right? The caption is a good place to do that. Now, we also have the option of adding alternate text, right? So you can't see it here because it's alt text, but we have the alt text. And then lastly, we can add in a tag. Honestly, I probably wouldn't use the tag a lot. I would probably just do the title and the X and Y axis, but maybe you need to add in a number. Maybe you need to add in something else, right? You can use the tag for that. Okay, so that's looking pretty good, right? But there's still a few problems. Most of the time, you're going to want your titles to be centered, and ours are clearly not centered. So the cool thing about ggplot is we have a lot of customization options, and I want to show you that. So let's review here. We're going to simplify things a little bit. We don't need the caption and all of that. So let's create a very basic plot here with a few labels. What we want to do, we want to move these to the center. The way that we're going to do that is by adding in the theme command. Now, what you're noticing here is we're adding in a lot of things, right? We had a basic plot, we had the scatter plot, we had the labels, now we're adding in the theme. And the theme is controlling the appearance of all of these other elements, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use the plus sign, we're going to type theme, and remember, theme is a container. Just like labels was a container, just like we could put the title, the subtitle, everything like that, theme is a container also. We can put in a lot of different things here. So let's just suppose that we want to change the plot title. We're going to do plot.title element text hjust equals 5. And I know I'm kind of breezing over this. I want to show you what it looks like, and then I'll go back and explain it. So when we are doing this, let's go ahead and do this. plot dot. Whenever we are doing this, we're passing in arguments. And essentially what we're doing is we're saying, okay, go in the plot, and this is what I want you to change, right? So I changed the title and the subtitle, right? Let's suppose that I wanted instead to change the caption, right? I would do plot.caption and then equals, right? So I'm saying go to the caption, and then within the caption, this is the thing that I want you to change. Now, I've been doing element text because, again, I'm adjusting the text, but there's other things I could adjust as well. So let's just stick with element text, but let's suppose I didn't want to do HJust, right? Maybe I wanted to change the color. So I could do that within this function as well. So I could do color, and then I could do blue. Now, you're going to notice that nothing happens because I don't have a subtitle here, right? So I can only change the things that I actually have. So let's go back here, and let's suppose that I want to do element text, HJust equals 5, COLOR equals, let's go with blue just to make it nice and pretty. And let me make that the way it needs to be. Okay, see, it changes it to blue, right? So we could do the same thing with the subtitle. We could do a lot of different things here, but the key to understand for this video, the main takeaway from this video, is that to add in your labels, you use the labs command, and then to change the appearance of those labels, you're going to use the theme command, right? It's two separate things. So you add in the labels in one step, then you change their appearance in another step. And, you know, to be honest, I think this right here is a really good place to be, right? That's not the most beautiful graphic in the world, but if you're doing some kind of a basic research paper, that conveys the basic information. You've got your title, you've got your subtitle, you've got a little splash of color there. That really gets you on a pretty good start. Now, is there additional fancy things that we can do in ggplot? Absolutely there are. Are we going to learn about them in the next video? Absolutely we are. So if you want to learn even more customization options in ggplot, be sure and come back, check out the next video. But at least for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.